Looking for ways to save on your energy bills? AES Indiana has you covered. From smart thermostats to home energy assessments, we offer simple solutions to keep your home comfortable and your costs down. AES can help you save money and energy with kits, tips, rebates, and more. Visit aesindiana.com/ways to save to learn more about how we can help you save money. AES Indiana, helping you discover real ways to save.
Welcome to Carpe Dime, a podcast where we explore personal finance and everyday life. I'm Nicole Jackson.
And I am Jamie Davidson from Financial Center. Thanks for joining us as we delve into how you can make the most of your bank or credit union's offerings.
Today, we're going to discuss the various perks and benefits that your financial institution can provide and how you can leverage them to your advantage.
From personalized financial coaching to high-yield accounts, we'll cover what's available and how to navigate any associated limitations or requirements.
All right, you ready to jump into this, Jamie?
Yeah, let's talk about it. I mean, I think perks on perks on perks, right? We're talking about some perks today.
All the perks.
Perky, perky, perk. Let's go.
Let's get perky.
Okay, well, then, Nicole, as you know, you're the stat queen. I bet you have some kind of stats for us today or multiple stats.
I do. And the first one is that more than 70% of customers choose their bank based on the loyalty programs offered. So it's weird, right? Because regardless of the fact that that's what people are choosing it off of, 13% of the banks currently offer loyalty programs.
Well, man, that's a real big disconnect there, right? Companies are always talking about doing what their customers or their members want. And they're sitting out here saying, this is what we want. And only 13% are doing that. So if you're a credit union or a bank out there listening, listen up. Your people want their perks. What else you got?
Well, basically what we just said, people want their rewards, right?
Right.
Kind of goes to show with 61% of customers consider it extremely or very important for banks to develop more innovative ways for them to reward their loyalty.
Once again, 6 out of 10.
Then 63% of consumers expect to earn shopping rewards with their credit cards. Additionally, 35% expect rewards with their debit.
Okay, so we're talking all kinds of rewards, perks. We see the advertisements on TV all the time, right, for different credit cards. So what I'm hearing is this doesn't only translate into that. It translates into your banking services, everything you do with your bank, not just your credit card. Did you find anything else?
Yes, nearly 30%, so 3 out of 10, of account holders are unaware of perks or benefits offered by their financial institution.
Okay, so there's another thing. If you're a credit union or a bank and you've created these perks, you're not doing a very good job of communicating them, right? So if you really want to make a difference, you've got to get that word out. That makes sense.
Well, Jamie, give me that fatherly advice. Where do I start? What do I need to know? Looking at you.
Well, it always starts the same place. You got to sit down and start somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's many different things you can do that are going to make your lives better when it comes to your finances, when it comes to perks. So some common perks that come around your credit union or bank might have, and you may not know it. So you need to do the research, ask the questions. One of the ones that I love that we offer at our credit union financial center is personal financial counseling or coaching. So many people talk about the need for financial counseling and coaching. They think there's a cost attributed to it. That's something we offer. So find out, hey, if you need financial coaching, that is one thing that your bank or your credit union might offer.
Is that something that you only want if you actually have a problem?
No, I think not. I think there's people that go to the gym per se, and they're in great shape, but they still have coaches that help them.
That's true.
Fitness coaches to continue to do better. One of the classes we do every year, we're looking at the top 10 things you should do to get your financial life in order this year. Mm-hmm. Always reinforcing, always going back and looking is the key. It's something where you can always learn something new. Like you said, so many people don't know about their perks.
That's true.
So you need to keep reevaluating or delving in there and finding something new.
Another great perk that we offer, and I know some other places do as well, is the special credit card offers, where your institution might provide a credit card with a lower interest rate, no annual fees, and or a rewards program. Some might even offer a 0% introductory APR on a balance transfer. So you can kind of do that coaching.
The coaching is, okay, here's our debt. Here's what we need to do to get out of debt. Another thing is, oh, by the way, here's a credit card. Did you know that if you transfer this at 0% for this long, I mean, turn on the TV. If you still watch TV with advertisements, it's all over the place. I'm not going to name the companies, but it's all over the place. So you're getting the coach to find out where you are, where you're starting. Once again, back to the gym. You get on the scales, you find out where you are, and you come up with your goals. And when you're trying to get to your goals, you're going to use different tools. And so these are some of those tools you're going to use. If you're paying a high interest rate on a credit card, go to your credit union and ask them, hey, is there any way I can cut my interest rate and maybe transfer and save some money?
Cool.
A third one, and we've seen a lot of this the last year and a half, high yield accounts. A lot of people will go to their bank or credit union. They'll open a savings account and a checking account. They don't ask about the perks. They don't ask about the interest rates, and they just have a bank account. They don't realize that there might be these special things. And one of those is high yields. What we saw in the past year with interest rates being higher, we saw a lot of banks and credit unions start offering interest payments on your checking account. Most of us are used to a little bit of interest on our savings account, which wasn't much, but a lot of different credit unions and banks started actually offering high yield checking accounts. Not only that, certificates of deposits, money market accounts. But if you don't know what that is,
Right.
how are you going to get it? Back to education, seeing that coach and going from there. You have anything else, Nicole?
Well, a fourth one, I think we're on number 4, right?
I think so.
Most credit unions offer low or no fees. That's one of them that I think a lot of people are pretty familiar with. But most credit unions will offer no monthly fees and low minimum balance requirements for either opening or continuing to have that account with them
Right.
and making
Yeah.
that
And
account more
well,
affordable.
I mean, let's go back to the high yield, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the high yield, the question I would ask if I came to you and you said, we have this high interest checking, I would say, what are the requirements? Is there a monthly fee? Do I have to do a certain number of transactions a month? Do I have to have a certain amount of deposits? And if I don't, will I be charged a fee? So those questions are the questions you need to ask, because a lot of times the answer is no, there's no fee. But you want to know ahead of time as opposed to a month later when you get charged a fee. So it's a very good question to ask. As credit union, one of the things that we like to talk about, which is our next one, is shared branch access. Now, what does that mean? Well, if I belong to a big bank, I have to go to that bank and do transactions. And I'm using a big bank. Everybody knows the name, but I'm not going to use the name. At credit unions, because credit unions are not as big as the big banks, what we do is shared branching. What that means is we are a co-op. Because I bank at Financial Center, I can actually go to other credit unions throughout the country and actually access my account for no charge. And when you bank with a bank, that's not the case. So
Yeah, that's true. That is a great perk that a lot of credit union members don't realize about their credit unions in general.
Yeah.
I know that when I was a teller, that was often a conversation that I would have. I'd be like, are you a credit union member? Well, yes. Okay, which one? Let's see if that's already in the shared branch network so that we can help you and not have to go so far.
And there's always that misconception that I bank with the local credit union and we're getting ready to move out of state, so I'm going to have to close my account. And the answer is you don't. You don't have to close your account because of shared branching. So once again, another perk. I can move to Colorado and I can still bank with Financial Center, which is based in Indiana.
Right.
So I don't have to break that relationship that I've had where they know me.
Another one that we offer, and I know a lot of other ones offer as well, are your loyalty programs, which would be the loyalty program that offers members a reward based on their activity, like if they use their credit card, maintain a high balance, or refer a new member to join the credit union.
And I think most of us are used to seeing these loyalty rewards with our whatever credit card company that we're working with. A lot of times people don't realize that their credit unions actually have credit cards that you can bank with your credit union that's attached to your account to make things easier when it comes to paying bills. But the big thing is you're getting those points, those perks. Hey, if I come over and I say, hey, Garrett, you need to get a so-and-so credit card because you get points and I get points. It's really, a lot of that people are doing that because of that. I am guilty. There's one hotel company that we stay with 90% of the time, and it's because I get points. And, this is where I need to be a little smarter, make sure the points are really worth it and maybe not switching to a different company.
We have to remember, too, that the loyalty programs apply to more than just your credit cards. They apply to just having an account at the credit union. It can be just the fact that you have a checking account, and that can come back to you, potentially in the form of a cash back or a lower loan rate or waived fees or travel perks. I mean, the list can go on and on.
Financial Center, our credit union, we launched those back in, I think, August of 2024, the rewards. And it's great because, like you just said, if you have the right amount of rewards, you're going to get lower on your loan rate if you get a new loan. But if you don't know how to gain the points, you're not going to know how to take advantage of it.
It sounds like they all kind of come back to talking to that personal financial coach.
Yeah. Well, that or somebody at the credit union that you trust, that you have a relationship with, and, hey, tell me what's new this month. Always ask what's new this month. The last one is, what are the digital banking features? Well, nowadays, especially, and I'm not going to be the old guy here, but I'm going to sound like the old guy anyways. My daughter's generation in their mid-20s, They all go out together and they split the bill totally different than my generation did. My generation, one of us would pick it up and check, and the next time it'd be that next person's. Nowadays, they are connected with digital banking, and they basically break it up in fours or fives, how many of them there are, and they send the money to each other,
Mhm.
digital banking. So you've got that online comprehensive banking service where you can do almost anything, not just look at your balance anymore.
Oh, no.
I mean, looking at your balance, that's the bare minimum. Right? I mean, nowadays we're talking your balance, your transfers. You can set up your credit card payments. You can set up transfers to other people's accounts with the other different banks or credit unions. There's no excuse really to not be able to do it.
Right.
It really goes back to what we always talk about here, education and having that idea and that knowing.
I mean, you're right, Jamie. There really are a ton of perks that come out of being a member of a financial institution somewhere, and you owe it to yourself as someone out there looking for an account to find out what those are and being aware of what's available to you.
Yeah, and it really is true. If you bank with a bank, go ask them. Hey, if you bank with a credit union, go ask them. Then go ask somebody else. We were able to help a lot of our community partners last year. The certificate rates were really high.
Mhm.
We had money sitting in accounts that was running 0.25%. We were able to get them certificates, and it made a huge difference in their lives. So get out there, ask around. Nobody's telling you to leave your bank that you've been with for 25 years, but make sure you're comparing apples to apples, right?
Mhm.
Make sure you're doing that. So we have all these offers and all these perks out there, right? And in a way, they're available to us. But what now? How are we going to put plan in action, right? So what do we do after we finally are out there? We've got these ideas. What do we do next?
I hate to say it, but you're right, Jamie. I mean, some of them are pretty obvious when it comes to their benefits, and some that you have to see if they really fit into your lifestyle and your financial goals to benefit. It's like going and spending a bunch of money on things just because they're on sale. I may or may not be guilty of that, but it isn't actually saving you any money, even though it's on sale if you didn't actually need the stuff.
It looks good and
Right?
shiny.
I mean, I kind of convinced myself that it was on sale and I might need it for Christmas.
Well, I'm going to use one of the ones we just talked about, high yield accounts, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I don't have a high balance, should I really go switch to a high yield account? Like if I live paycheck to paycheck, I can get there eventually. But I mean, I don't know about how much you're going to have to go through to get to that, for that to make the difference, right? So as we look at these perks, are these perks really a benefit to us? So the first thing I would look at when we're talking about this is cost savings. Is it going to save money? Is it going to give me access to a lower loan rate maybe, or a higher savings rate? Am I going to save money over time, earn money over time? And getting those introductory credit cards, okay, hey, I'm going to get those, but I need to make sure I use them the right way, right? Because once the introductory APR runs off, that's going to go up probably in the high 20s, high 30s. So you really want to know, hey, this sounds like a great idea, but is it really going to save me money or is it going to earn me money? A lot of times the answer is maybe. Example would be if you're looking to purchase a new car or a home, you should go look for those rates. But just because there's a good rate on a new car doesn't mean you should go out and buy a new car unless you need one, right?
That's true.
I can get it for 1.9 now. Well, yeah, but you don't really need a new car. If you need a new car and it's going to save you money, then yes. But otherwise, the answer is no.
Another thing you should look at and that you should care about regardless is your enhanced services, that personalized experience you can get with a financial coach that can help you make your informed decisions, potentially improving your financial health.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times when you talk about something like financial coaching, it's very intimidating to people. It's sort of like when you talk about, you should go to counseling. And there's nothing wrong with counseling, but just for some of us, that's sort of a trigger word, right? I don't really want to sit down with somebody, but that person is there to help make
Oh, it's
help.
scary. I don't want to open up all my drawers and put it all out
Vulnerability,
there.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah. But when we do see people go to financial coaching, that they actually put into effect what they've been taught, their financial lives are much better off, honestly. So go ahead, reach out and get your financial counseling. If you bank with us at the credit union, we can help you with that. We'd love to sit down and help you with that.
I think a big part of it that you wanted to keep in mind too, though, is that personalized service goes beyond helping you get out of debt. It goes beyond helping you buy a house. It helps you plan for your family, for your future, to get your kids through college, make recommendations on what you could be doing better, and kind of look at you where you're at. It's more than just a problem.
Right.
It's more than a Band-Aid. It's more just
It's a change of life, right?
Yeah.
It's a change of life. And as a person that taught for so many years in the school districts, we always talked about changing people's view on education. It's the same thing with money. If I've never been taught how to manage my money, how do you expect to learn? And when I am taught to manage my money, how life-changing is that for myself and the rest of my family and then my children, my grandchildren? So another real benefit you want to look at is it convenient? Should I do this? Is it going to help me? Is it convenient? Or do I have to jump through a lot of hoops, right? A beautiful feature like shared branching is a great convenience. But if I don't have to go to the bank very often, does that really matter? If I can do it all online, right? So if you're a person that's traveling a lot or you're on the move, make sure your finances are always within reach. If that's something you need, make sure your perk works for you, I guess is the best way to say it. That convenience is one of those ones.
And again, I mean, there's always the other side of the coin, right? Every perk comes with its downside, potentially. Every rose has its thorn. Isn't that what the old people say?
Yeah, that's what the old
I think that's what I heard before. But you have to remember that there could be potential limitations and requirements with these accounts that you're getting at these institutions.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's almost sort of like when somebody comes to you and tells you they're going to give you this great stuff, and you want to go, well, what's the catch?
Right, you got to read the fine print.
What's the catch? So what are the requirements? What are the limitations? Some common things you need to look at, considerations when we're talking about these. Is there a minimum balance requirement? High yield accounts are usually going to require that you maintain a higher balance. When it comes to credit cards, when you transfer, you're going to have to pay those off in a certain time. You're going to have these different little red lights there. So you got to make sure you hit them and make sure it's worth that to you. Because if I live paycheck to paycheck and I have a high deposit account and I'm getting charged $12 a month for it, I'm not making the $12 in interest.
No.
So it's not really worth it, right?
I know another one that I see and remember seeing a lot when I worked at a big bank were transaction limits. The amount of savings and money market accounts that you might not be able to spend or swipe without getting a penalty.
Right. I was very shocked at this. So this is when I first started in the banking industry. Somebody told me you can only get into in some banks or credit unions they bank for. You could only access your savings account X number of times a month, or you get charged a fee. And I was just blown away by that because I'm like, it's my savings account. I should be able to access. So that's the one I want. So yeah, you got to look at those balance requirements. Number one, hey, am I going to hit those? Or am I going to get charged a fee? Do I have transaction limits? So if I go over that, am I going to get charged a fee?
Well, I had a checking account. I remember at one point that I had to use my card so many times or I got charged a fee. It was like just the opposite thing. I'm like, but I don't want to spend money.
They wanted you to spend that. They wanted to use that card. Interchange fees, right? And the last one I'm going to talk about is eligibility criteria. Some benefits, like certain credit cards, may be subject to credit approval or membership status. A lot of the credit cards out there with the perks, they charge an annual fee. And the annual fee is usually $100 or more. Are you going to get more than that $100 out of that perk? That's where you need to weigh and make sure. Hey, yeah, it sounds great. I get a free night at a hotel, but how much did my card cost for that year? $300. Was the hotel going to cost $300? I don't know. So those are the things you need to look at. So I love perks, but you got to do your research on your perks. You got to know the requirements of your perks. Make sure there's no gotchas, and then put into step and use those perks. So let's do a little recap here on all that we covered. Banks and credit unions provide a variety of perks that can enhance your banking experience and improve your financial well-being.
So whether you're looking to transition financial institutions or maybe just wanting to make the most of your current one, do some research and see what perks might be available to you. Starting with number one, visit your bank or credit union's website or speak with a representative to learn about available benefits and what they have to offer.
Number two, determine which perks you qualify for and understand any associated requirements and understand which ones fit your financial goals and your financial lifestyle. Not all perks work for all people.
And number three, take advantage of services like financial coaching or digital banking tools to enhance your financial management. As always, remember, Jamie, being informed and proactive is key when it comes to financial wellness. And by doing both, you can fully leverage the benefits your financial institution offers.
That's right, Nicole. Very good. Perks. I like it. Perks. I need to go research my perks. So with that, thanks for joining us on this episode of Carpe Dime. Until next time, make the most of your financial opportunities. Carpe Dime is presented by Financial Center First Credit Union. It's produced by Jamie Davidson, Nicole Jackson, and Garrett Rube.
Financial Center is an 8-time national award winner in adult financial literacy, and our goal is what, Jamie?
To help improve your financial life. To learn more, visit us at fcfcu.com.
Like what you hear, subscribe to us on Google, iTunes, SoundCloud, the All Indiana Podcast Network, and Spotify.